What's up, y'all? So today I'm gonna go over the GOMAD diet. What the GOMAD diet is, what it stands for, is a gallon of milk a day. It's a gallon of whole milk every single day. And who this diet usually targets is people who are hard gainers. And hard gainers are essentially people who really struggle with putting on weight, whether they have fast metabolism, they have high NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and a variety of other factors. But nonetheless, they take more calories than most people to put on weight. And so a viable solution from a lot of people has been just drink a gallon of milk a day, and that'll help you put on weight really fast. Which is true, because the main reason why it works is because it puts you in a calorie surplus. And so we'll talk about that here in just a sec, but I'm just going over the pros and cons essentially of this diet and if you should use this diet yourself. So as I was saying, there's nothing magical about milk or anything like that. It doesn't have any special properties or any weight gaining abilities that other food doesn't contain. The only good thing about milk is that it does contain a decent amount of protein, so it contains 8 grams of protein per cup. Per serving, but it also, whole milk also contains, I'm pretty sure it's 8 grams of fat per cup as well. So I did the math on MyFitnessPal, and for a gallon of whole milk, it comes out to, let's see if you can see this. There we go. So it's 2,400 calories, and 128 grams of fat, 192 grams of carbs, and 128 grams of protein. So you're adding on, if you drink a gallon of milk a day, if you don't change anything else, and you add a gallon of milk a day, you're adding in 2,400 extra calories on top of what you're already eating. So that's like, for this hard gainer itself, I would probably imagine they're probably consuming just a little bit more than this in general on a day-to-day basis. So you're literally almost doubling your calorie intake every single day. So like, of course you're gonna gain a lot of weight in general. Does that mean it's gonna be all muscle? No, it doesn't mean it's gonna be all fat either. So but whenever you're in that large of a surplus, like and if you do that for an extended period of time, I think the usual recommendation is to do it for like a month or something like that. Of course, like, you're gonna gain weight. And so yeah, it does work, but the thing is, you're gonna add a lot of fat on with it. So I don't think that it's a very good long-term solution. Maybe something that would be better would be maybe like a large glass of milk with each meal. So like, you could do whole milk, or you could do skim or 2% or whatever, but if you don't change anything else and you just add in a large glass of milk each day, or with each meal, what that's going to do, it's going to add on more calories to your total daily expenditure. And so what that's going to do is put you in a calorie surplus if you stay consistent with that each day. So you add a large glass of milk. So let's say that would be 2 servings. Yeah, you do 2 servings of milk with each meal. That's going to be huge, because you're gonna bump up your protein, you're gonna bump up your carbs, and you're gonna bump up your fat. So, and milk is also it is a great source of protein. So it's a very high quality protein source. It's a high quality protein source. So it is a good idea. I drink a lot of milk myself. I usually do skim milk and save my fats for other things like healthy fats, whether it comes from oils or nut butters or something similar to that. There's a fly in here. Wow, just landed on me. Yeah, so anyway, back to the milk. It is a great source of protein, so I would highly recommend to add in milk to your diet. It's got a lot of calcium. There's actually a lot of micronutrients with milk as well. So I would highly recommend to add milk to your diet if you aren't already, if you don't have any issues with lactose or anything like that. I think it's a great idea, because it's a great source of protein, and it's an easy source, especially when you're bulky. So a gallon of milk a day, probably not the best way to go about it, just because you're going to add large amounts of body fat to your total weight. But yeah, you can add muscle, but you might as well add in calories from other sources besides drinking a whole gallon of milk. Because if you get all those calories in from milk as well, if you're going to be, it's just like whenever you add in tons of food, you could possibly be taking taking away nutrients that you would get from other foods. That could be more nutritious. They have more vitamins and minerals and things like that. So every time you add something, you've got to think that you can't just add that on top of what you're already eating and expect to not feel super bloated or terrible or anything like that. Like, whenever you add something in, something else is usually going to be taken away. So you have to take that into consideration. But yeah, I think a practical use for this diet would be more so like a large glass of milk with every single meal you consume. And then I think that over time, if you monitor your weight and tracking your calories in general consistently over time, I think that's a way better strategy to gain muscle and minimize fat gain. Hope that helps. Thanks.